Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I always wanted to have the sun hitting my face because it makes my videos look cooler. However, I run into a problem. Right now it's May and it's very hot and it's like 90 degrees outside. So my window looks good, everything's perfect, but I cannot put my camera on the window because the sun is hitting straight in the window, and as soon as my camera gets exposed to the window it will be just completely hot. So I used a new method of recording. Hopefully it's gonna work. But it's been a while since I've been on a camera, GoPro. I've been recording just using my glasses, which the video doesn't come out great. Sometimes when I'm uploading, it comes out really bad. So I'm trying to figure out ways of doing it. But the GoPro was really good, so I'm gonna be using GoPro as much as I can. Glasses don't do a great job. They are okay, but they're not really okay. Driving they're okay, but when it comes to like making the real content, they're not good. So I'm gonna have to still use my GoPro. So today I just want to say that today is May 18. It's 2026, and right now the time is like I believe 11, probably like 11. Yeah, about 10:53. So what do I do this summer? I'm just gonna be applying for jobs. I don't need to apply until August. That's what I've been told by recruiters. I need to wait until August, and after that, by August there will be no this government issues going on. Probably there will be a clear view of where we're going to the next few years or so. Now I want to share something right now that is very, very important, and I think it's going on right now in news. So there is what they call Ebola. Ebola is a virus that is very, very bad, and people who are watching these videos might be thinking, people in the United States, like, what about Ebola? What is Ebola? Like, what does it do? Right? I don't know much about Ebola. There was never cases in my area in Uganda where I used to live, and it's actually very, very rare. They usually, like, whenever there's a cases, like one or two cases. Sometimes there's like hundreds of them, but it's mostly like far from the main population of Uganda. So Uganda's really, even though they have like poor infrastructure, they actually do have a good job in conducting Ebola and ensure that it doesn't spread across the continent, the country of Uganda. And also because Uganda has many international flights, national communities, they don't want to cancel the flight. They don't want to cancel. There's a lot of business going on in Uganda, right? It's a hub that does a lot of international businesses. So they don't want people to get contact with this disease. So they usually like isolate the area. They do some whatever they call it, quarantine. So I want to talk about right now. I want to talk about Ebola. Why is Ebola spreading so fast, and what are these? Why can't it be treated? Right? We see hantavirus coming up and it's getting treated. We see COVID-19 getting treated. What about why is Ebola not being treated? Right? Here's the reason. Right? But I want to give like a very detailed background why Ebola is spreading. It's not a big disease. It's not like a big of a deal. It's not like COVID-19. It's not like it's not like extensive but bad, but it does get really bad. From what I heard, people have had the cases. Nobody, I don't know anybody who has seen somebody with Ebola. Like, it's very rare cases. Don't believe what you hear on the news. It's really not as contagious as the people make it to be. Now, in Ebola mostly comes from some parts of Congo and also Central Africa. But I want to talk about like Congo because this is where Uganda gets its own spray. It usually comes from the Congo area. So if you don't know the geography of Africa, Congo, in eastern part of Congo, it borders Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. I believe Tanzania. Then it borders another Congo on the other side. Now, the part of Congo, this eastern Congo, this why the Ebola usually spread really fast. But why? This part of Congo is very, very forestry. It's like very jungle, okay? And I don't know which area to compare with here in the States or in Canada, or maybe Amazon, like not even close. Like it's very jungle, it's very remote. Even if you build satellites there, you'll be able to see it again, internet services and nothing like that. Okay, this area is completely jungle, empty mountains, endless of grasses with snakes crawling in there. Like it's very remote, like really remote. No roads, no internet, nothing, right? And so people used to live there for generations. They used to live there, and they are totally fine, right? They had food, they had farms, they had everything. However, for the last 20, 30 years or so, there was conflicts in Congo, this part of Congo, multiple conflicts, multiple wars. There's also minerals. There's discovered minerals in this area. So the soldiers who are militias in this area, they hide themselves in these jungles because you cannot contact them. Like for instance, U.S. United States, they can bomb, I don't know, they can bomb Sudan, they can bomb Somalia, they can bomb Gaza, they can bomb, I don't know, Iran, because those areas are empty. It's like Arizona, right? It's a desert. You can see somebody from a distance, right? In Congo, stretching to Central African Republic, South Africa, and also going all the way to West Africa, is completely jungle. There's a lot of jungles, and it's very hard for the military, even the advanced army like U.S. Army, very hard to like fight these parts of the area or get rid of the militias. So this part of Congo, these militias, and when they hide there, remember it's very remote, so they can't have access to food. It's hard to transfer the military, the armed guns or weapons. It's hard to transfer food. It's hard to have medical services. Okay, Congo is divided into two sections. You have the Congo. Talk about the DRC Congo. You have Kinshasa, which is like the capital city. This is why they have the presidents, prime ministers, the ambassadors. Everything takes place there, right? They have all the airports, international flights takes place there. This is Kinshasa. Then you have another part of Congo, which is like the eastern Congo at the border. This area, they have also administrative, they have a large population, they have minerals, so many things going on in eastern Congo. But between the eastern Congo and the capital city Kinshasa, it's very jungle as well. There's no roads, there's no easy ways of transportation, so the government doesn't really have much control on what's going on in this eastern part of area. So the soldiers, they cannot transfer weapons from these militias, these rebels. They cannot transfer military weapons from the Kinshasa capital city. Neither can they have access to weapons from the neighboring countries. Rwanda, there's been the cases of Rwanda supporting militias, but it's very hard to prove this. But Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, these areas, they border Congo, so they can't transfer the militias from there. They can't transfer weapons, food, and everything from there, because Uganda border, Rwanda border, Burundi border, these borders are very secure. They have military, they have administrative, everything's really secure. So these soldiers, these militias who are devastating this part of Congo, they have to terrorize the citizens to survive. So they have to go to these Roko people who live in the Roko jungles, steal their food, steal their children, recruit them to the army, kill the citizens, steal their cows and all the livestock they have, because these soldiers need food. right? Take their farms, like it's horrible. So these locals who live there, they have to hide. They cannot farm because you might be thinking these locals they are struggling to find food. They are starving. How could they starve if they live in an area where it's greenery? It's a jungle. There's rain, almost rain every single day, right? And they should have fertile land. They should be able to grow food. They should be able to have agriculture. But if you think yourself, why can't they do that? Because it's not safe to do farming. It's just the soldiers are constantly, bombarding these people. So these people are left with no choice but to eat wild animals. They eat birds. They eat, sometimes antelopes. Yeah, antelopes, right? Those with big horns. Yeah, they eat those things because they look like cows. So people eat them. They eat, terrible foods that some people supposed to be eaten. They eat like snakes, right? And these foods can be contain diseases, viruses that can be really bad. And these foods are not tested by the experts or the medical expertise. So when they eat that, when they first eat those foods, they just get sick. And when they get sick, they can go to the hospital because remember, there's no access to hospital. You can even if you're a doctor, you're a very nice doctor, you're very educated, very advanced, you can't go in there because these militaries they might kill you. Right? So it's very risky. And even if you do get there, the military lets you go there, the locals will be afraid to come and get treated because the locals have lost the trust in the government. They have lost the trust in everybody, right? So they have to live on their own survival. So when these people get sick, they say they got contracted with Ebola. Instead of going to the hospital for treatment, they just did it on their own. And when somebody dies of Ebola, these locals get in contact with this person who just died, and then just like that, the disease spread. So one person can die with Ebola from eating, I don't know, a random meat, and people will get close to that person, and that could spread across the entire community. And all of a sudden, the entire community is like really sick. And this happens like seconds because Ebola is really bad. So it happens like seconds. Like you can have an entire population in a given community just dying after dying after dying and after dying. And people react. People sound the alarm, or they tell the doctors. So this is what we see Ebola spreading across the Eastern Congo. And then you have to declare the emergency, you have to negotiate with the soldiers to let these people out. But of course, soldiers die too, right? They have to die because if they don't have medicine, they have to die. Some soldiers will take off their uniforms and throw their guns away and go to the hospital, seek for medical treatment. So that's the overview why this Ebola is spreading across East Africa, and it's very hard to prevent because for some reason, as like I said, the soldiers they are A, civilians, or B, soldiers, so they can choose to be civilians and choose to be soldiers. You can't really track them. You can't really tell who they are, and it's very hard to fight against people. Congolese government have done absolutely zero job in preventing this, and it's pretty simple. Like it's really simple to prevent this. The simplest way of doing it will be giving each and every Congolese in Congo the identification, okay, and track the population, track the instances, right? But it's really hard to even do tracing, because it's called tracing. You can do tracing for this disease because people are not registered, they are not in a system, right? So it's very hard to contact tracing for this Ebola outbreak. Even other diseases, there are many other millions of viruses that are going to Congo that we don't get to see because people eat just anything to survive, right? And then you don't have cultural influence. People don't have cultural influence, the influence of like Islam or religions or Christianity, right? Millions of Congolese they don't have these outside beliefs. Yes, I am against the religion at some point, but there are some cases where religion was really very, very helpful. For example, um, my family is a Christian, so I grew up in they used to live in a Muslim community in Uganda, and we had a guy who had like 27 women, and he was a Muslim, right? So I was influenced to go to his mosque. He was the sheikh, right? Sheikh or sheikh, and then I was able to get some taste of Muslim. So to this day, I don't eat pork, right? So like in China, for example, China has pork, you know, pig virus, like the virus from the pigs, right? Because Chinese eat a lot of pig. For me, I will be immune to that because I don't eat pork, right? So that's the example. Some Christians in Africa prohibits eating food that are dead, okay? Dead meat not supposed to be eaten, okay? And then and this is confirmed by a leader, right? This prevents people from eating food that are very contagious. These practices are mostly unique to the Africans because in the 1800s, when the European missionaries came into Africa, they realized that there are things that Africans used to do that are very wrong, eating meats that are not eatable, right? Forbidden foods, all those kind of things, right? But these things are very crucial in areas like Congo where people eat just anything, monkeys and dead cows, you know, snakes. Like I'm not making this up. Like I'm not making. Like we have witnessed people who come from Congo, okay, and they have this like ball, whatever they call it. They just kill birds and just roast them and eat them. And to me, it's disgusting because I grew up in a society where that's like a taboo. Like if my mom had that I'm eating birds, she'll be like, "Don't come back to my house." You know, like it's a taboo that these guys eat them, right? So those cultural influences are not existent; they're non-existent. But also Congo, a country that has a lot of animals, right? There are other foods to eat. There is cows. Like for example, there's a group called Banyamulenge in Congo. They have a ton of cows, even though recently they have been displaced by the wars and conflicts, right? But these people have a ton of cows, so they should be able to have food to supply to locals. But how can locals have food if the entire city, like Goma, for example, Kisangani, is destroyed by the militias, right? There's no any market, nothing's going on. So this creates complex, and when this comes up, when this outbreak comes up, it makes sense why people don't have choice about to eat this food. It's not like they don't know, they just don't have no choice. All right. So that's what I will have to lay out why this Ebola outbreak is a very big deal in Congo, and it's spreading across the East Africa. Now Uganda, we'll talk about Uganda here. I'll be right back. So Uganda is vulnerable, just like Rwanda, but Rwanda is actually a good country. Rwanda has a strict measure of disease. For example, back in the 2008 or so, Rwanda eradicated almost every single mosquito disease, malaria. They had people go in every single building spreading malaria, mosquito, anti-malaria, mosquito, whatever, people's houses. So they reduced malaria very significantly, okay? Similar with the Ebola, Rwanda does a great job in the contact tracing, okay? It sounds like a communist if you think about it, but it does help. And I think Africa needs this a lot, all right? Every single country in Africa needs this. Very contact tracing, surveillance. So it's very rare to have this like Ebola in Rwanda, despite Rwanda being really like part of Congo, like it's really like part of Congo. And where the Ebola's outbreak is, it's really like part of Congo. It's like the country used to be part of Congo, it's just that it became part of East Africa, but it used to be part of Congo. Meanwhile, Uganda, which is like part of East Africa, it gets a lot of Ebola outbreak. That's because Uganda doesn't have enough infrastructure, and two, they have a larger population of people moving in and out, and three, there is no really contact tracing, okay? Because Uganda, they have this idea of anti-discrimination, right? freedom of movement, freedom of speech. So by the time they, by the time they open their eyes, Ebola is already like within the community, and they have to like spread the message like really really fast. Okay, luckily it's easier to prevent it, as Uganda has the largest healthcare systems, NGOs, migration systems, and United Nations, who they come in, they do some of this work, so that doesn't spread as much. Uganda also has the largest education system, so people are very educated, and so spreading the message is pretty easy. You don't have to you don't have to tell me twice to wash my hands. Like, you don't have to say is, hey, Ebola is coming up. People will be just doing it by themselves. They tell each other, they talk to each other, and schools immediately implement policies. They implement contact lists. The people report the disease if they see anything. So that's a good news. This is the best part about investing in education. Even if there's no jobs, if there's education, it's really easy to prevent these deadly diseases. So Uganda has what they call Uganda Matters is coming up. So Uganda Matters is when the Christians, is when the king at the time, back in the day, the king was really angry about Christians, missionaries. So he killed a lot of Christians. He banned Christians in his palace. Okay, he bans a lot of people. So they named this day as Uganda Matters to remember those people who died because of their faith. So every year, people from all over East Africa, but mostly from Congo, because Congo has a lot of Christians, a lot of Catholics, and evangelicals, right? So every year, because remember, Congo and Uganda is just open border, can go in and out. Congo has minerals, so Uganda benefits from that. Also, Congo has militaries that are Ugandan rebels who live in there, so Uganda has open borders between the two countries. So people move from Congo easily to Uganda to attend these events. So through that events, so they see Ebola cases coming up. So it's no doubt that Ebola is still in Congo, like it's always there. It's just that when an event is happening, like a major event, like sports event, or Uganda Matters, Independence Day, right? It's when Uganda does a tracing, okay, and when that's when they track this when they come up with these diseases, or they track it, they find out it's there. But usually it doesn't come up as often unless there's like major events. So right now there's an event going on that's going to be happening in a few months or so. So they're trying to make sure that everybody's safe as they go to this, this particular Uganda Matters event. So should you be worried if you're in the United States? The answer is yes, because in the United States, unlike Africa, even during COVID, Africa didn't get as much COVID spread because many Africans, they don't have contact. Many people don't think about this, because when people think about Africa, they say, okay, Africa is very populated, right? Lots of people. In some areas, it's true. For instance, Nairobi, Kenya is very overpopulated. Mombasa, Kenya is overpopulated. Areas like Lagos, Nigeria, right? Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. These areas are like very compact. People live to like quote each other. In Uganda, in East Africa, excluding Kenya, in East Africa, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, these areas are not as popular as you think. Okay, there are not that many people. People live in the rural areas. Okay, just rural areas, and people come in the city during the day and they go back home at night. So there is no contact with this person, right? People who get Ebola, people who live in the rural areas, and these people don't go out as much, right? So it's very rare to see this disease spreading. However, if somebody with a disease flies to the United States or Europe or China, for example, it's easy to spread because people in these countries, US, whatever the countries, people touch the same thing each and every day. Okay, touch the same sign bonus, touch the same door, the same restaurant, the same area, shake hands, right? And people got the same bathrooms, right? That's not the same thing in Uganda or in Africa in general. People just are very remote, so people don't touch each other. They just maintain natural 6 feet as normal. So if it gets to the United States, it will like spread like really fast, okay? Because people here just, you don't think about it, people share the same thing, people have the same stuff, people share the same equipment. In a store, people touch the same stuff, right? So it's very concerning, and this is why WHO sees this as an outbreak, and they declare this as a global emergency. Um, so we still have to wait to see if they can eventually contact tracing everybody in this Congo and Uganda and Burundi and I don't know, Rwanda, and then like treat every population and ensure that this disease is also stopped or prevented, right? So that's all about Ebola. That's all about it is. It's not, if you live in Uganda, anywhere in Africa, you're not gonna be affected as much. It's not like a big of a deal, but it's a big of a deal if you are going to be the first responder, so the person in line to be usually people who usually die or get disease are the people who are like treating the patients. So the doctors, the nurses, the cleaners, these people get affected a lot. Two, if you like to be in a social cycle, churches, this is the most popular places, right? Schools. And B, if you like to be in a very international community area, so like the border between the Congo and the Uganda, the border of Goma, this is where they have a lot of these diseases, or the Kisangani area, which is also have a lot of population. So as long as we stay away from this area, it should be good. Second, this is no longer the news. Okay, always have, I don't know how to say this. Have this, right? This is the antivirus, right? This is what is it? Hand sanitizer. Okay, hand sanitizer is free. Always have it in handy. It's gonna kill every germ, and it's the #1 disease. All right, I'm back. My camera turned off earlier because it was really hard. It's very hard. I'm probably going to be recording from here. I feel like I cannot record actually from here. Let me see if it works. Actually works, so I can record from here. I won't be sitting. I'll be standing up. But anyways, so I was saying earlier, I was talking about Ebola, and so I mentioned why Ebola is spreading very fast and what could causing it and the implication is and why it's really hard to prevent it. And I kind of give out some ideas of what they should do. First of all, I think the first thing to do is prevent the conflicts in Eastern Congo. Obviously, it's been going on for many years right now. I watched tons and tons of documentaries here, but I can't do anything. I really just can't do anything. Like, it's not something that you can do. Nobody has the power to prevent the conflicts in Congo, except the Congolese themselves. Nobody has the power to prevent any war except the people for themselves. So, but when it comes to diseases, just they have to do contact tracing. They have to make sure that people are prevented, increase medical care in part of East Africa, and then hope for the best. So that's all I have for today. I just want to make sure that I can come back here on camera and say goodbye, because earlier the camera died. I don't know if the video actually got recorded, because when they record a video and the camera dies, usually the video it becomes virus, so it doesn't function. Other than that, I don't have anything to share. Thanks for watching. Like always, ciao ciao, adios, spasiba. Take care. And it's hot outside, but it gets hot around 10 or 11 p.m. At 10, 11 a.m. Then it gets cooler at around 12. Okay. So does get the humidity, but not as bad. And we're in May, so we don't have to feel like in June and July. That's when it gets really, really hot, and August. Other than that, I don't have anything to share today. It's Monday, so I'm thinking I need to send out some emails to some people that I met, because I met different people in the past. I took their emails. I need to chat to them and message them and see if they can respond. Some people don't respond. Sometimes they get the emails go to the. Sometimes they send the emails, they go to the junk folder, so I have to remind them again, and see whatever's going on. Today there was supposed to be a think tank. There's supposed to be like a policy discussion at the Brookings Institute, but I didn't go. It's supposed to be like a Latino related stuff, but I didn't go. So that was pretty much it. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, my next video on GoPro. I want to give a quick tip. If you upload a video on YouTube, so if you're uploading a video on YouTube, this is very important. You can actually schedule to be uploaded like tomorrow, maybe at 4 p.m. The reason why is because I have a couple of videos on YouTube that I uploaded that are really bad. They're like, they're bad, but they're not consistent. Okay, because when I was editing them, I was rushing quickly to upload, so I didn't remember to fix them. So yesterday I made a video using my glasses, and I uploaded on YouTube. I was uploading it tonight, then I scheduled it for tomorrow, and then tonight when I check the video, today when I check the video in the morning, the video only uploaded 20 minutes instead of 45 minutes, so a chunk of it was missing. So I had to re-upload again. So because I scheduled the video until 4 p.m. I have a time to fix the video and then upload it again until 4 p.m. And so this video will be also scheduled. I'm trying to schedule every single time I film. I thought to schedule the videos until I don't know, like next year or next week, whatever, right? So you can schedule videos to be uploaded like in the sequences, and YouTube will just upload them by sequences. So I think that's so great. I won't have any more viruses. I don't have any more video corruption because of too much memory card on the stuff, and it's not being cleaned. Other than that, I have just staying home and pretty much sending out applications after applications and see what's going on, and then keeping in touch with DC. There's a new event coming up in DC here. It's called 25th anniversary, 250 years anniversary. This is like Independence Day for America, but because I live in DC and under Donald Trump, under the Republican Party, this is like a big of a deal. So 250 years anniversary is going to be in July, I believe, so July 4th. So it'll be really fun. Last year, I don't know if I attended. I think I did. I think so. I don't remember. But anyways, I have to go this time. I have to check it out. I have to pick up some videos as well and see what's up. Other than that, thanks for watching. Like always, ciao ciao, adios, bye bye.